Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we're gonna go just.
Um,
Yes, we are live. We are live. So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. In the virtual space, there following us on Whispering Hope. Here again this afternoon. We're running a little late this afternoon, but we're here with you nonetheless. And we always say this is what we do just to help you. We have our other lives to live as professionals on a daily basis, and sometimes things may go differently than expected. And so that's why we're here a little later this afternoon. But nonetheless, you'll get your weather update. And here to bring our weather update this afternoon again is none other than Mr. Lenard Josiah, the meteorologist. And he, if anything is out there that we need to know, he should know. And so he's going to bring to us the weather update this afternoon. Mr. Josiah, welcome to the Whispering Hope weather update again this afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon to you, my brother. Thank you so much for your patience. Had a little bit of personal issue right there. So I'm so thankful that members of the public and those of you who are listening has given us your time, your patience to be in tune with what our discussions will be this afternoon. We are looking at a heightened Atlantic Ocean with respect to tropical cyclone activity. And I know that that is going to pique the interest of the individuals here this afternoon. We're looking at three areas of discussion. The centermost one is one that we are most interested in. The one towards the west, which is AL 97, has an 80% chance of developing over the next 5 days. Right now, in the next 2 days, possibly a 60% chance, but it continues to move towards the west at 15 to 20 miles per hour, and it is likely to develop over the Western Caribbean Sea and become something of a border to the Gulf states, etc. What will it do? We are looking forward to see exactly what will the outcome be. So members or individuals who are in the western areas, such as Belize and also the Cayman Islands and northern Cuba, and those individuals by extension to the Gulf states should really be paying close attention to AL 97. There is another area of disturbed weather emerging off the coast of Africa. The National Hurricane Center suggests that there is a 30% chance of formation in the next 5 days. Nothing to worry about with respect to that for right now, because we do believe that the conditions will become less favorable for tropical cyclone activity into next week. So we are not looking at too much of a bother from this. However, our major focus this afternoon is AL 97. Yesterday, we spoke about that it was an area of disturbed weather, likely to be formed or likely to form into a tropical cyclone. And the forecast was that by this afternoon, we would have been looking at a potential tropical cyclone. Well, as we speak right now, it remains an area of disturbed weather. It has not formed, but the way how it is looking on satellite imagery as we speak suggests to me that anytime now it will be called a tropical cyclone. But until it is called, it remains an area of disturbed weather, and it is likely to track towards the west to northwest over the next couple of days and be someplace in the vicinity of or just maybe north of the Leeward Islands come sometime on Saturday. Residents on interest in the Lesser Antilles should be monitoring the progress of this particular system, as it is likely to be a tropical cyclone by the time it gets to us. Right now, I can take you as a viewpoint with respect to what it's looking like. It consists of a very large canopy of clouds. As you're seeing, this area of disturbed weather continues to show a very large canopy of clouds. This is AL 98, and this particular concentrated area of clouds is where we are homing in on as the center of location. In the next couple of days, it's forecast to make a move right to the north of the island chain in this vicinity, but that is just too close for comfort. Majority of the models are suggesting that it will take a path that is just to the north of the Leeward Islands. I'm asking the residents should continue to monitor the progress of this, because any shift towards the south or any further movement towards the west will bring it certainly in the vicinity of the Leeward Islands, and this is what we really do not want to happen. Right now, the conditions favor strengthening, And the outlook is for it to become a tropical cyclone within the next 48 hours. By the way, the National Hurricane Center is suggesting that it has a high chance of forming. Right now, there are no watches or warnings or to talk about. There is an alert that has been posted by the National Meteorological Services at the airport, and that alert is to says that it is now within our monitored scope. However, it is not close enough to give to issue watches or warnings. But these can become possible if the future track brings it closer to the islands. And if that materializes, then we're looking at potential watches or warnings being issued sometime during the day tomorrow. So at this stage, residents of our Twin Island state should be closely monitoring its progress, and it is likely to be in the vicinity sometime late Friday, going on into Saturday.
So here we are. It looks like there's no room for turning back. Just a small possibility, but we're on the track that this could turn into a storm or tropical cyclone by in the next 48 hours, which would be sometime early Friday. And then I'm presuming that after it becomes a tropical cyclone, that it would be just a few hours before it gets into our neck of the woods. So this is like running it very close after becoming a tropical storm. Let's say only if it becomes a tropical cyclone, or maybe a tropical depression or something within the next 12 hours. Then we can see that we have enough time. But otherwise than that, I presume that you're saying is that it will be a very short time between the change and when it arrives in our doorstep.
Right. And it is moving rather at about 15 to 20 miles per hour at this stage. And that particular speed suggests to us that it can form itself up, or it can remain as a tropical disturbance if the speed continues to hinder formation. But for us right now, I'm looking at the visible satellite imagery. And this visible satellite imagery normally highlights to us the organization and the type of organization that the system has. And the type of system already, you could see a spin or a circulation already taking place someplace in this vicinity. Here is Antigua and Barbuda up here. I brought it up closer so that we could see a little bit closer with respect to where we are. This is where Antigua and Barbuda, we are right here, right now. And this is basically the center of location someplace down here. It's forecast to move towards the west-northwest, and you can see by virtue of it moving in this general location, someplace within Antigua and Barbuda or just north of the area is where we are projecting that it will go. But at the same time, it can also show up itself to just towards the south. With Antigua and Barbuda, perched between these two scenarios, we are asking the public, residents of Antigua and Barbuda, the rest of the leewards, and even the British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico to closely monitor the progress of this system. As it stands right now, if the clouds hold on to it, then you can see all this cloudiness down here. So if it was supposed to pass to the north, you can expect to have some of this cloudiness and the showers and thunderstorms moving over the island chain. So during the course of the weekend, the outlook is that we can be in some clouds. What residents should be preparing for, I do not necessarily want to be ultra specific, but we should be preparing for the likelihood of what we call a tropical storm in our vicinity. And that means that winds in the region of 39 to 67 to 73 miles an hour are possible, depending on the development of the system. But for right now, listen and be informed.
You know, every day before you go, I must ask you that question. Does the possibility still hold for us to get a significant rain downpour?
Yes, from this system, oh yeah, definitely. Depending on where it goes, because the cloudiness and the showers are swirling around the center, and that's sometimes what makes it so difficult with respect to tracking what or the potential cloud formation around the center, because as it moves, it encounters the atmosphere and wraps itself up. But the hope is that by the time it gets to us, that some of these clouds and the rain bands can spin across us and give us some much needed rain. Certainly the scenario is becoming clearer, that the threat is increasing, and for the likelihood of rainfall to take place over Twin Island State. Let's be watchful, let's be vigilant, and let's keep heed and be prepared should the need be for us to post watches or warnings for this particular system.
So, Mr. Josiah, we just want to thank you again this afternoon for making the sacrifice and the time to be here with us in the afternoons, bringing us up to date with the weather happenings in and around our island and the other Caribbean islands. So thank you very much and have a productive and safe evening. God bless you and your family.
Okay, bye-bye.